Batman, Batman, Batman. Well, I'm aging myself. Batman, known as of late, the Dark Knight. I didn't know him as the Dark Knight growing up. But there are a number of people that played Batman, as you can see above, and I don't have all of them on there. By the way, those are not my emojis, but I can't agree with a lot of them. But just to name a few of them: Val Kilmer, Ben Affleck, Christian Bale, George Clooney, Michael Keaton, Adam West, as of late, coming out this year, Robert Pattinson, I think is his name. Not very, very familiar with that one. That's going to be playing Batman. I think the Riddler is going to be the supervillain in this movie. Maybe a couple others. I don't know. I know when I saw the trailer, I didn't know if I was watching a horror movie or if I was watching a superhero movie. As I stated before in one of my rants, these movies are so dark now, it feels like you're watching a horror movie. And from what I understand, I don't know I'm kind of out of the loop with Robert Pattinson, but I guess apparently he was in Harry Potter and those Twilight vampire movies, which is basically, I guess, what Batman is I don't know, the way they make them now, but there's a few of them that played in there, and I just want to mention a few, and I want to have my favorite. But Val Kilmer was terrible. He was more of a playboy trying to be Batman. Maybe he should have been Iron Man. But I didn't like him at all. He was too much of a pretty boy. And I mentioned in another rant, Ben Affleck, he was just grim and stern and mean. You know, and that's what the current Batman is now, as of late, once we've gotten to know him. Kind of a loner, even though he had Robin. You know, Christian Bale in those Dark Knight series and Batman, those were good. Christian Bale, I'd say, is good. He's not my favorite. George Clooney. Did you go back and see this guy? He's like someone's old uncle giving out some wisdom. He's in Batman and Robin. And I think Alicia Silverman is her name. He was just like an old man giving out some, oh, yeah, well, Robin, I told you to stay home and you didn't. And you came back, and that's not what I wanted you to do. Come on, man. Anybody ever noticed that Michael Keaton, and he was the first one we've seen since the TV series Batman, Michael Keaton, when he came out and had that great soundtrack with Prince, Vicky Vale, but he was kind of, he was just boring and stiff and self-absorbed and lacked personality. And that's basically sometimes what we get with Batman. But I think at least Christian Bale had, you know, he brought a little bit of personality to it. You know, Michael Keaton. Did you guys just see Michael Keaton and I think it was Spider-Man, one of the Spider-Man Homecoming, and he was a vulture. And the first thing I thought was he played Batman. Listen to my rants about heroes and villains that played some of the same roles. Well, Michael Keaton just reminded me, yeah, he was kind of, didn't do it for me. Liked him as Vulture, great supervillain. But my all-time favorite, as you can probably guess from the intro of this rant, is Adam West. Oh, boy, he was funny and cool. He had personality. He had sarcasm. Man, even the way he moved. You ever see him run? Robin, to the bat poles. And he'd jump off and take off and run. I'm watching this when I was little. I had no idea this was kind of a comedy and a spoof on Batman. But that's the Batman we grew up to know. We didn't know he was this dark, mysterious loner that had, quote unquote, now, since we can say it, mental health issues, if that's what that was. But yeah, I mean, I remember him. There were a bunch of mice in the city, and he had to get all these mice out of Gotham, and he He grabbed a flute from his utility belt, started playing the flute, and the mice all followed him out. I mean, he was just cool. You remember him dancing, and he had the eye things going. Just imagine him dancing, and you get that Pulp Fiction dance when John Travolta's dancing with what's her name, the guy that played Poison Ivy, and the fingers by the eyes, and he went up to a bar and ordered a drink. Ordered a glass of milk, I believe it was, and had a milk mustache. I mean, this was Adam West. That was the best Batman ever. But there's a couple of Batman I left out. But if you want to, drop me a comment. Let me know who your favorite Batman is. But Adam West, he gets the best Batman in my book.